Chapter 1. The first day I stopped answering. The phone buzzed against my nightstand. I knew the number. I knew the name. I knew exactly what she would say before I even picked up. Lily was in love. Again. New guy. New crisis. Same pattern. I let it ring. 22 years of friendship. 22 years of being her emergency contact. 22 years of dropping everything because her world was ending over a text message. I didn't pick up. The buzzing stopped. I counted to 3. It started again. Last time, I answered. Last time, I listened to 47 calls in one night. Last time, I missed the work email that cost me my job. Not this time. I rolled out of bed and showered. The water ran hot. I let it burn. I needed to feel something other than tired. By the time I dressed, 23 missed calls glowed on my screen. Lily, Lily, Lily. I silenced my phone and made coffee. The kitchen felt empty, and my mother used to stand here every morning, humming old songs, pressing toast into my palm before I ran out the door. She was gone now 0.5 years. The grief still sat in my chest like a stone I couldn't swallow. Lily knew that. She knew everything. She just never asked. The first buzz came at 7:04 a.m. I was at the kitchen counter, reading through my calendar for the day. Relocation meeting at 10. Final approval on the New York transfer by Friday. 1,000 small decisions I used to run past him. Elias. I stopped doing that 3 weeks ago. He didn't notice. Or maybe he noticed and didn't care. I couldn't tell the difference anymore. Lily called again at 7:08. At 7:12. At 7:19. I scrolled through the message previews popping up on my lock screen. Chloe, please answer. I really need you. He didn't text back all night. I think he's cheating. I'm losing my mind. I put the phone face down on the counter and ate my toast. She was fine. She was always fine. The crisis was never real. The emergencies were never emergencies. She just needed someone to perform worry at her. I was tired of being a performer. The transfer was approved by 11 a.m. I signed the paperwork without calling Elias, without texting him, without even thinking about whether he'd want me to stay. That was new. That was the part that scared me most. I used to ask him everything. What dress should I wear? Which restaurant? Should I take the promotion? Should I cut my hair? Should I breathe? He always said whatever you want, like he was doing me a favor by not having an opinion. Except with Lily. With Lily, he had plenty of opinions. He had patience. He had time. He had late night calls and early morning check-ins and hours spent helping her through her anxiety. Her father was his mentor, the dead professor who gave him his first surgical rotation. Elias never got over that debt. He kept paying it back through Lily. I understood that once. I understood it the way you understand someone else's bleeding until it starts getting on your own clothes. Now I just felt cold. At noon, my phone reached 100 missed calls. Lily had moved on to voicemails. I listened to one while waiting for the elevator. Chloe, I'm literally shaking right now. He left me on read for 3 hours, 0.3 hours, Dio. You know what that does to a person? I need you to tell me I'm being crazy. Wait, no, don't tell me that. I need you to tell me I'm right. He's being an asshole, right? Tell me he's being an asshole. Chloe, CHLOE. I deleted it. The elevator doors opened. I walked into the office like nothing was wrong, because nothing was wrong. Not my problem. Not anymore. Elias called at 2 p.m. That surprised me. He hadn't called in weeks. He sent texts. Short ones. Home late. Don't wait up. Lily needs me at the hospital. Her panic attacks are back. I answered this time. Hey, he said. Voice flat. Professional. Like I was a colleague he was checking in on. You've been quiet. Been busy. Right. The New York thing. He said it like it was a rumor. Like I hadn't told him twice already. Like the papers weren't sitting on his desk at home with my signature on them. Did you need something? A pause. Lily called me. She's upset you're not picking up. My jaw tightened. So you called to tell me she's upset. She's worried about you. She's worried about herself. She needs an audience. I'm not giving her one anymore. The silence stretched. You've changed, he said finally. I've stopped changing for other people. That's the difference. He didn't know what to do with that. Elias never knew what to do with silence. He could dissect a chest cavity in 40 minutes flat, but a quiet conversation made him itch. Are we good? He asked. We're fine. That was a lie, but I didn't care enough to unpack it. I hung up first. That was another new thing. I used to wait. I used to let him end every call. I used to watch him walk away from every room. I used to shrink until I was small enough to fit into the corners he left behind. Not now. The relocation coordinator called at 4 p.m. and my apartment in New York was secured. Move-in date in 2 weeks. I gave her my new credit card without flinching, without calling Elias for his approval, without even hesitating. I went home that night and packed a single box. Books, photos, the blanket my mother knitted when I was 12. Everything else was just his. His plates, his couch, his taste, his life. I was just living in it. I stopped at the guest room door. The bed was made. Fresh sheets. A vase of flowers on the nightstand. Lily's favorite scent. She stayed here last week. Her anxiety flared at 11 p.m. Elias drove over in his pajamas, brought her back, tucked her in, sat with her for 3 hours. I watched from the hallway. He didn't even check if I was awake. That was the moment I stopped asking. Not with words. Not with a fight. I just stopped. I stopped texting him goodnight. I stopped asking about his schedule. I stopped leaving my coffee cup next to his in the sink. I stopped waiting for him to notice. He didn't notice. Not for 2 weeks. He just liked that I was quieter. I closed the guest room door and went back to my boxes. By 8 p.m., Lily had called 213 times. I called her back. She answered on the first ring. CHLOE, oh my god, I thought you died. I thought something terrible happened. Why didn't you answer? I was so scared. I've been spiraling all day. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I just keep checking my phone and... Lily.
What?
What's wrong? You sound weird. Is something wrong? You have to tell me if something's wrong. I can't handle it if you hide things from me. It makes me feel like you don't trust me and... Lily, stop. She stopped. Actually stopped. That was unusual. I'm not going to be your emergency contact anymore. What? I'm not your person. I was never your person. I was your audience, your witness, your therapist without a license. And I'm done. Chloe, what are you talking about? You're my best friend. We've been through everything together. You can't just... I can. I felt calm. Strange, quiet calm. Like something was settling in my chest that had been rattling for years. I can't do this anymore. The calls, the crises, the constant performance. You don't need help, Lily. You need attention. And I don't have any more to give. Silence. Then a tiny wounded sound. The sound she made when she wasn't getting what she wanted. I can't believe you're saying this to me. After everything I've done for you. After Mom. Don't. I said it sharp. Sharp enough to cut through her act. Don't bring her into this. She would have told you to grow up. You know that. She cried. Softly at first, then louder. The performance was back. I let her cry. I didn't comfort her. I didn't apologize. I didn't soothe. I just waited. This is because of Elias, isn't it? She sniffled. You're jealous. He spends time with me because I need him. You're healthy. You don't need anyone. That's not my fault. She was right about one thing. I didn't need anyone. That wasn't a gift. That was a wound. A wound that had calcified over time because no one held my hand in the dark. No one checked on me. No one asked if I was okay. I learned to be okay alone. And now I was leaving. Goodbye, Lily. Chloe, don't you dare hang up on me. Don't you dare. I will come over. I'll come to your house. I'll bring Elias. I'll make him talk to you. You can't just... I hung up. She called back. I silenced it. She called again. I blocked her. She called from a different number. I blocked that too. I went back to my box and taped the flaps shut. Tomorrow, I'd pack the rest. Tonight, I would let myself feel the quiet. The phone buzzed one more time. Elias. His name lit up the screen with a single word. Lily said you're upset. Call me. I stared at it for a long minute. Then I turned off the phone, crawled into bed, and closed my eyes. It was the first night in years I didn't wait for anyone. Elias didn't come home until 3 a.m. I heard the door open. Soft footsteps. He was trying to be quiet, trying not to wake me. That was new. He used to stomp around, turn on lights, make noise like I wasn't even there. I wondered if Lily told him something. If she'd spun a story about me being mean or jealous or cold. If she'd turned the whole thing into another drama for him to fix. I didn't get up. I didn't open my eyes. I just listened. He stopped in the hallway. I heard his phone buzz. A text. He read it aloud in a whisper. Can't sleep. Can you stay on the phone with me? Lily. I heard him sigh. Soft. Tired. Then he walked to the guest room and closed the door. He was on the phone with her for an hour. I didn't cry. That was the strangest part. I used to cry over things like this. Used to curl up and sob into my pillow while he was in the other room, comforting her, holding her hand, giving her everything I used to beg for. Now I just felt distant, like I was watching a movie about someone else's life. At 4 a.m., I got up and wrote a note. I'll be gone by the time you read this. Don't look for me. I don't need you to come. I don't need you to explain. I just need you to let me go. You taught me how to live without needing you. I guess I should say, thank you. I left it on the kitchen counter, under his coffee cup, the one with the chip in the rim that I'd asked him to replace 100 times. He never did. I picked up my keys. The taxi was waiting at 5 a.m. New York at dawn was all gray sky and sharp edges. The city felt honest that way. No softness, no apology. Just buildings and bridges and people moving forward. I'd been here 3 times before. Always for work. Always too busy to look up. This time I looked. This time I saw the skyline, and I didn't think of Elias. I didn't think of Lily. I didn't think of anyone. I thought of myself. That was new. That was the most terrifying thing I'd ever felt. The relocation coordinator met me at the apartment at 10 a.m. She was young, sharp, fast-talking. The opposite of everything I'd been pretending to be for 4 years. Chloe, right? She extended a hand. I shook it. Perfect, let's get you settled. I have a list of recommendations. Groceries, gym, coffee spots, that sort of thing. Oh, and there's someone from a new department who offered to show you around. Derek, I think. Actually, wait, I have his number here. The phone buzzed. I glanced at the screen. Elias. 3 messages. 1 unread. You left. Where are you? Lily said you were being strange, but I didn't think. I deleted them. Then I looked up at the coordinator and smiled. I'd love to meet him. She blinked. Really? Most people want to settle in first. I can reschedule if. Really? I pocketed my phone. I've spent enough time alone. I'd like to meet my new team. Her face split into a wide grin. You're going to love it here, Chloe. I can tell. For the first time in years, I believed someone. Derek was tall. Not in an imposing way. Just comfortable. He had a soft laugh and a precise way of moving, like he was always aware of where his body was in space. He held doors open without making a thing of it. He walked on the outside of the sidewalk. He remembered that I drank black coffee after I mentioned it once. None of it felt performative. It just felt nice. New York takes some getting used to, he said, handing me a coffee from a card on 43rd. Give it a month. If you still hate it, I'll buy you a drink and let you complain. Deal. We walked toward the office. The city hummed around us. Somewhere in the background, my phone was buzzing with Elias's name, Lily's number, her mother's number, people I didn't recognize. I didn't answer any of them. I didn't need to. Not anymore. At 6 p.m., I got a text from a blocked number. Chloe, it's Lily's mom. She tried to hurt herself tonight. I thought you should know. I read it twice. Then I typed back. She needs professional help. Not me. Call a crisis line. Goodbye. I blocked the number. Then I sat on the floor of my new apartment, surrounded by cardboard boxes, and ate takeout from a place Derek recommended. It was the best meal I'd had in years. I didn't even miss the guest room. That was the first day I stopped answering. It was also the first day I started listening to myself. By the end of the week, I'd unpacked all my boxes. The apartment smelled like fresh paint and possibilities. I put my mother's knitting on the couch where I could see it. The phone sat silent on the counter. I'd changed my number the day after I arrived. Only 3 people had the new one. My boss, the relocation coordinator, Derek. The world didn't end. No one died. Lily was still alive somewhere, probably, spinning her web. Elias was still in his house, in his life, in his routine. They didn't need me. They just needed someone to perform need at. I stopped performing. On Saturday, Derek knocked on my door with a bag of bagels and a question. Want to see the museum? I know it's touristy, but the lighting at Golden Hour is ridiculous. I think you'd like it. I looked at him. He smiled without expectation. He was offering an invitation, not a demand. I could say no. He'd be fine with no. I said yes. We walked 12 blocks. He talked about his work, his family, his failed attempt at learning French. Nothing heavy, nothing that required me to perform. At the museum, we stood in front of a painting. Late afternoon light poured through a window and caught the canvas. Your phone's been quiet, he said. I looked at him, noticed that. Hard not to, he shrugged. Most people are glued to theirs. You're not. Just trying something new. Seems to be working. It was. At 8 p.m., we grabbed dinner at a place he knew. Small, warm, lit by candles. He didn't ask about my past. He didn't ask about Elias or Lily or the ghost of my mother. He just let me be there in the present tense. I started to feel something I'd forgotten existed. Not love. Not yet. But the shape of it. The possibility. The first day I stopped answering her calls, I thought I was losing something. Turns out I was just getting rid of the weight that kept me from flying. And New York was waiting. I smiled at him across the table and felt that cold thing in my chest start to thaw. That was the first day of everything else. The phone buzzed at 6 a.m. I knew the number. New York was still dark outside. The sky hadn't decided what color to be. I sat up in bed and stared at the screen. Unknown. Again. I let it ring. Then I blocked it. Derek texted at 7:30. Coffee cart on 44th. The good one. I'll be there at 8. I smiled, put down the phone, got dressed. The city hummed outside. I could hear sirens, taxis, someone yelling about a delivery. New York didn't sleep. I was learning not to either. I met him at the cart. He handed me a cup without asking. Black. 1 sugar. He remembered. How's settling in? He asked. Good. I wrapped my hands around the cup. Still feels like a hotel sometimes. That fades. He leaned against the cart. Give it 2 weeks. You'll start calling this place home. I already do. He looked at me then. Something soft in his eyes. Good. We walked to work together. He didn't fill the silence. Just walked beside me. That was new. People always tried to fill my quiet. Derek let me be. The office was bright. Open floor plan. Everyone moved fast. I liked that. No time for small talk. No space for drama. My new boss, Sarah, waved me over. Chloe, good timing. We've got a project that needs your skills. I sat down. Tell me. She laid it out. Big client. Tight deadline. High stakes. My kind of work. I took the folder. I'll have a draft by Wednesday. She blinked. That's aggressive. I work better under pressure. She smiled. You're going to fit in here. At noon, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Area code. Was still my old city. I knew who it was before I opened it. This is Lily's therapist. She asked me to reach out. She's been struggling. She wanted me to tell you she's sorry. I stared at the screen. Therapy. That was new. I didn't answer. At 1 p.m., another text. Different number. Chloe, please. I know I messed up. I'm getting help now. I just need you to know I'm trying. Please don't hate me. I can't handle it if you hate me. Lily. It was definitely Lily. Therapists don't text. They call. They leave voicemails. They follow protocol. This was a performance. I blocked the number. Derek found me in the break room at 2 p.m. You look tense. Long morning. He didn't push. Just handed me a granola bar. Eat. I ate. At 4 p.m., my old phone buzzed. The one I kept in my bag. Still had my old number. Elias. Lily's in the hospital. She tried to hurt herself again. I know you're not talking to me, but I thought you should know. I read it twice. Then I typed back. Call her therapist, not me. He responded immediately. She doesn't have a therapist. She's been asking for you. She said you're the only one who understands. I didn't answer. I turned off the old phone, dropped it in my drawer, let it die. That night, Derek invited me to dinner. We went to a small place in the village. Dim lights, red wine. He asked about my day, my project, my thoughts on the neighborhood. He didn't ask about my past. He didn't pry. He just listened. You don't talk about yourself much, he said finally. I'm not interesting. I don't think that's true. He leaned forward. I think you're someone who's learned to be interesting to other people, so they don't have to be interesting to you. I went still. That's not an accusation, he added quickly. I'm just saying, you're allowed to let people see you. I looked at him. What do you see? He smiled. Someone who's been let down a lot, and is still standing. I didn't cry. That was the miracle. I just nodded and took another sip of wine. Fair enough, I said. He changed the subject. Didn't push. Just let me sit with what he'd said. I started to feel something I hadn't felt in years. Seen. Not performed at. Not needed. Just seen. At 10 p.m., I walked home alone. Derek offered to walk with me. I said no. He didn't argue. just nodded and said goodnight. I liked that he didn't need me to need him. That made him different from everyone else. I got to my apartment and checked my new phone. 2 texts. Sarah, looking forward to your draft. You've got this. Derek, got home safe? Text me when you do. I texted Derek back. Safe. Thanks for tonight. Him, anytime. I put down the phone and looked at my mother's knitting on the couch. See, I whispered, I'm doing okay. The apartment didn't answer, but it felt like she was listening. The next morning, I woke up to 57 missed calls. All from block numbers. All from the same area code. I deleted them without reading. Then I went to work. Sarah was impressed with my draft. The client loved it. I was given more responsibility, more trust. I was becoming someone I didn't recognize. Someone who didn't apologize for existing. At 6 p.m., Derek knocked on my door. Takeout. I brought options. I let him in. He spread containers across my counter. Thai, Chinese, some kind of noodle I couldn't pronounce. I didn't know your preference, he said, so I got everything. That's too much. Leftovers for 3 days. He smiled. You're welcome. We ate on my floor. My couch wasn't delivered yet. The apartment was still half boxes. I didn't mind. He told me about his ex-girlfriend, how she wanted him to be smaller, quieter, less present. I couldn't do that, he said. Tried for a year. Almost broke me. I nodded. I know how that feels. Who was it? I looked at him. Really looked. A friend. I said finally. And a boyfriend. Different people. Same pattern. I was their support system. Their audience. Their free therapist. And I just stopped. Stopped what? Performing. I picked at my noodles. I realized I was playing a role. The understanding friend. The easy girlfriend. And no one ever asked if I was okay. Derek was quiet. I'm asking now, he said. Are you okay? I thought about it. I'm getting there. He nodded. That's good enough. At 10 p.m., I got a call from my mother's number. Except my mother was dead. I answered anyway. Hello. Chloe. Lily's voice. Soft. Small. Like a child trying not to wake her parents. Lily, how did you get this number? I called your mom's phone. You never changed the voicemail. It still says you've reached Chloe and Mom. I heard her voice and I just... Stop. She stopped. You need to leave my mother out of this, I said. That's not your pain. That's mine. And you don't get to use it to get my attention. Silence. I'm sorry, she whispered. I really am. I'm not saying that to manipulate you. I'm saying it because I mean it. Then what do you want, Lily? I want to know if you still love me. I closed my eyes. I don't know, I said honestly. I don't know if I ever really did, or if I just felt obligated. She made a sound. Broken. Small. I think you're the only person who ever really saw me, she said. And I ruined it. Yeah, I said. You did. I didn't comfort her. I didn't apologize. I hung up. Then I blocked my mother's number too. I sat on the floor for a long time. Derek had left. The takeout was cold. The city hummed outside. I picked up my phone and called him. Chloe, he sounded tired. Everything okay? I just wanted to hear your voice. A pause. You okay? I think I'm ending a chapter, I said. And I don't know what comes next. Next is tomorrow, he said. Next is more of today. More coffee. More work. More walking through the city. You don't have to know the ending, Chloe. You just have to stay in the scene. I let out a breath. Stay in the scene, I repeated. Yeah. He was smiling. I could hear it. Stay in the scene with me. I smiled too. Okay. I slept better that night than I had in years. At 3 a.m., I woke to a text from a new number. Chloe, it's Elias. I'm in New York. I need to see you. I stared at the screen. Then I turned off the phone and went back to sleep. I didn't answer. I didn't respond. I just stayed in the scene. And the scene was mine now. I woke to knocking. Not my door. My mind. Elias was in New York. I sat up slow. The city light crawled through my blinds. Gray. Cold. Honest. I didn't want to see him. But he was here. My phone buzzed. Derek. Morning. Coffee. I typed back. Not today. Something came up. He didn't ask what. He just said, okay, text if you need. That was Derek. No pressure. No panique. Just presence. I got dressed. Jeans. Sweater. Flat shoes. I looked in the mirror. I looked calm. I wasn't calm. Elias texted again. I'm at the coffee shop on your corner. Please. 5 minutes. I stared at the screen. Then I walked down. He was sitting by the window. Same gray coat. Same tired eyes. Same hands that held scalpels and never held me. He looked older. Or maybe I just saw him differently. Chloe. He stood up. Thank you. I didn't sit. You have 5 minutes. Can we sit? I can hear you standing. He flinched. That was new. He used to never flinch. I came because I needed to see you. He ran a hand through his hair. Lily told me you were sick. That you were in the hospital. I panicked. I went cold. Lily told you I was sick. She said you had a breakdown. That you were alone. That you needed me. I laughed. It wasn't a happy laugh. Elias. I've never been healthier. He stared. What? She lied. She always lies. That's what she does. He sat down hard. I flew here for nothing. You flew here because she wanted you to chase me. She wanted to see if you'd come. She wanted to know if you still chose me over her. He looked at his hands. Then she wins, he whispered. No, she loses. I leaned forward because I don't care. I don't care if you came for me or for her. I don't care if you're here or gone. I'm not part of your triangle anymore. He looked up. Chloe, 5 minutes are up. I turned and walked out. He called my name. I didn't stop. The street was loud. Taxis. Pedestrians. Someone selling pretzels. Ich wollte fast. Didn't look back. At my office, Sarah waved. Client loved the draft. We're moving to production. I smiled. Great. You look tired. Late night. She nodded. Take a breather. You earned it. I went to the break room. Stared out the window. Derek appeared. Everything okay? Elias came. His face didn't change. The X. Yeah. He waited. Didn't push. He came because Lily lied. She told him I was dying or something. He ran here to save me. But I don't need saving. I need to be left alone. Derek moved closer. You want me to tell him to leave? No. I shook my head. I need to tell him myself. You sure? I nodded. I'll do it tonight. Derek looked at me. I'll be nearby, if you want backup. Thanks. He left. Quiet. Respectful. I like that. At 6 p.m., I called Elias. Meet me at Bryant Park. 7 p.m. He said yes. The park was full of people. Office workers. Tourists. A man playing chess. I saw Elias near the fountain. He was holding a coffee cup. He looked nervous. That was new too. Chloe. He stepped forward. I'm sorry about this morning. Don't apologize. Just listen. He nodded. I'm not coming back. I'm not going to fight for you. I'm not going to explain myself. I'm done. Done with what? Done with being the person who waits, who hopes, who shrinks. I'm done with Lily. I'm done with you. I'm done with all of it. He swallowed. I didn't know it was that bad. Of course you didn't. You never looked. He opened his mouth, closed it. I'm not here to hurt you, I said. I'm just here to say goodbye, properly, so you don't have to wonder. I don't want to say goodbye. I know. I stepped back, but I need to. He reached for me. I moved away. Don't. He stopped. Go home, Elias. Go back to Lily. Or don't. I don't care, but leave me out of it. I turned and walked away. He didn't follow. I felt light. Derek was waiting on the corner. He didn't ask, just fell into step beside me. Hungry, he asked. Starving. We walked to a diner. Cheap food. Bright lights. Grease smell. I ordered a burger. He ordered the same. You did good, he said. I did what I had to. That's the same thing. I smiled. At 9 p.m., my phone buzzed. A known number. I answered. Chloe. Lily's voice. Softer now. Scared. Lily, I just talked to Elias. I know you lied. Please don't hang up. I'm not hanging up. I'm listening. But make it fast. She took a shaky breath. I'm in New York too. I followed him. I'm at your building. Can we talk? I went cold. You're at my building. Please. I just want to see you. I promise I'll leave after. Please. I looked at Derek. He raised an eyebrow. Give me 10 minutes, I said to Lily. I'll be there. I told Derek. He offered to come. I said no. This is mine to finish. He nodded. Be careful. I will. I walked back to my building. Lily was sitting on the steps, wrapped in a coat too thin for the weather. She looked small. Broken. That was her weapon. Smallness. Chloe. She stood up. Thank you for coming. I'm here because I want to say something. Then you leave. She nodded. You're not broken, Lily. You've never been broken. You've been performing broken. And I'm the only one who saw through it. So you made me the villain. But I'm not. She cried. Real tears or fake ones. I couldn't tell. I'm not performing, she said. I'm actually drowning. Then get help. Real help. From professionals. Not from me. Not from Elias. From people who are trained to handle this. She looked at me. You really don't care anymore. I care about you enough to tell you the truth. You need treatment. You need to stop using people. If you do that, maybe we can talk someday. But not today. Today you leave. She wiped her face. You're really strong now. I'm not strong. I'm just done. She nodded slowly. Okay, I'll go. She turned and walked away. I watched her disappear around the corner. Then I went inside. Derek was in the lobby. I was worried, he said. I know. I'm okay. He looked at me. You sure? I'm sure. We stood there. Silence. But good silence. I'm proud of you, he said. I looked at him. Why? You set boundaries. You held them. That's hard. It was harder to keep people out. Now you let the right ones in. I smiled. Are you a right one? He smiled back. I hope so. At midnight, I got a text from Elias. I'm flying back tomorrow. I'm sorry for everything. I see it now. I see what I did. I see what I lost. Goodbye, Chloe. I read it twice. Then I deleted it. I didn't respond. I climbed into bed. The city hummed outside. Derek's name glowed on my screen. A single question. Sleep okay? I typed back. Getting there. See you tomorrow. I put down the phone. Closed my eyes. The knocking stopped. Inside my head, the noise went quiet. For the first time in years, I heard nothing but my own breath. That was the sound of freedom. The sun rose different that morning. Not brighter, not warmer, just mine. I woke without checking my phone, without scrolling missed calls, without waiting for someone to need me. That was new. I made coffee, drank it slow, watched the city stretch awake beneath my window. Derek texted at 8:02. Walk to work. Meet you at the cart. He was there before me, coffee already in his hand. One for me, black with sugar. You look different, he said. Different how? Lighter. I took the coffee. I feel lighter. We walked. No booze. No performance. Just two people moving through the morning. Work was good. The project moved fast. Sarah put me on another one. Bigger client, bigger stakes. You're handling it well, she said. I've had practice. She smiled. You ever need a reference for anything, I'll back you. That felt good. At noon, I got a letter. Handwritten, old-fashioned, my mother's handwriting. Except she was dead. I opened it anyway. Chloe, if you're reading this, I'm glad I knew I wouldn't be here forever. I wrote this for you, for the day you needed it. I want you to know I saw everything. I saw how hard you tried. I saw how much you gave, and I saw the people who took and took and took. And I want you to know, you were never too much. They were too little, you were always enough to be happy, be free. And don't look back. Mom, I read it 3 times. Then I cried. Not sad tears. Not angry tears. Just release. Derek found me in the break room. Hey, you okay? I showed him the letter. He read it slow. Then he looked at me. She knew you. Yeah. I wiped my face. She really did. He put a hand on my shoulder. Didn't say anything else. He didn't need to. At 3 p.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered. Chloe, Lily's voice. Steady. Sober. I got help. Real help. I'm in a program now. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Not for you. For me. I needed to say it for myself. I was quiet. Okay, I said. I hear you. You don't have to forgive me. I'm not there yet. Then why answer? I thought about it. Because you called. And you didn't perform. You just said it. She was silent. Thank you, she whispered. Take care of yourself, Lily. I will. She hung up. I put down the phone. I didn't block her. That was new. At 5 p.m., Elias sent an email. Professional. Cold. Distant. Just like him. Chloe, I'm clearing out your things. I'll ship them to your New York address. I want to say one more thing. I see now that I failed you. Not because I loved Lily more. Because I loved myself more. I thought being independent meant not needing anyone. That I thought that was strength. That IT wasn't. It was fear. You taught me that. And I'm sorry I learned it too late. I read it once. Then I deleted it. I didn't respond. That night, Derek cooked dinner at his place. Small apartment. Big windows. Plants everywhere. I'm not a great cook, he warned. I'm not a great eater. We'll balance. He laughed. We made pasta, burned the garlic, drank cheap wine. He asked about my mother. She was my person, I said. The only one who never made me feel like I was too much. She sounds great. She was. He looked at me. What would she say about me? I smiled. She'd say you look like you listen. I try. Try hard enough and I'll keep you. He grinned. I'm trying. After dinner, we sat on his couch. The city glowed outside. He didn't reach for me. Didn't rush. Just sat beside me. Quiet. Solid. I'm not going anywhere, he said. Good. I'm not going to be your everything either. Good. He looked at me. What do you want from this? I thought. I want someone who doesn't need me to be small. Someone who stays without requiring performance. Someone who walks beside me, not in front of me. That's all. That's everything. He nodded slowly. I can do that. You sure? I'm sure. We didn't kiss. Not yet. We just sat there. 2 people who'd been lonely in different ways. Finding each other. At 10 p.m., I walked home alone. He offered to come. I said no. I'm okay now. I know you are, but I still offer. That was the difference. He offered because he wanted to, not because I needed him to. I walked through the city. Lights everywhere. People everywhere. I was part of them now. Part of this. Part of something new. I got home. Checked my phone. No missed calls. No dramatic texts. Just Derek. Got home safe? Safe. Thanks. Tomorrow, coffee. Same cart. I'll be there. I'll be there too. I put down the phone. My mother's letter was on the counter. I picked it up. Read it one more time. You were never too much. They were too little. I folded it. Put it in my pocket. Then I climbed into bed. Closed my eyes. The silence was soft now. Comfortable. Like an old friend. I let it hold me. The next day was Saturday. Derek took me to a museum. Then a park. Then a bakery that smelled like butter and sugar. New York is full of days like this, he said. Days like what? Days where nothing happens and everything matters. I looked at him. You're a romantic. I'm a realist. Romance is just reality with good lighting. I laughed. First real laugh in years. He grinned. You're funny when you're happy, he said. I'm practicing. Keep practicing. We sat on a bench. Watched people walk by. Families. Couples. A man walking 5 dogs. This is nice, I said. Yeah. He leaned back. This is really nice. I didn't need to fill the silence. Neither did he. At 4 p.m., my phone buzzed. Another email from Elias. Your things are shipped. One more thing. I started therapy. Not for you. For me. I don't expect anything. Just wanted to say it. I read it. Then I typed back. Good for you. That was it. Not angry. Not cold. Just neutral. I wasn't punishing him anymore. I wasn't waiting anymore. I was just living. Derek glanced over. Everything okay? Yeah. I pocketed my phone. Everything's fine. Good. He stood up. Want to get ice cream? Ice cream in November? Best time. Lines are short. We got ice cream. Walked through the park. Talked about nothing. The sun set. Orange and pink. The city lit up. I was here. I was present. I was free. That night, I sat on my floor. Boxes unpacked. Couch delivered. Photos on the wall. My mother's knitting on the armchair. I took out my phone. Scrolled through my contacts. Derek. Sarah. The relocation coordinator. 3 people. That was enough. I didn't need a crowd. I didn't need an audience. I didn't need to be everyone's everything. I just needed to be mine. At 11 p.m., Derek called. Just wanted to say goodnight. Good night, Derek. See you tomorrow? Yeah. I smiled. See you tomorrow. Sweet dreams, Chloe. You too. I hung up, put down the phone, closed my eyes, and slept. No dreams, no nightmares, no calls. Just sleep. In the morning, I woke to light. Not gray, not cold, just light. I opened my phone. 1 message. Derek, coffee. 8 Uhr morgens. Same cart. I'll be the one smiling. I laughed. Then I typed back. I'll be the one who's finally awake. I put on my shoes, grabbed my coat, walked outside. The city was loud, busy, alive. I was part of it now. Part of something new. Part of something good. I walked to the cart. Derek was there. 2 coffees. 1 smile. Morning, he said. Morning. I took the coffee. He took my hand. We walked. No performance. No waiting. No setting gink. Just 2 people. Walking forward. Together.